This is going to be the reading about the new moon in Gemini that we will have in 6th of June at 60 degrees and other events, let's say, associated with this moment in time. So let's start, like I said, with the new moon in Gemini, which is always an ideal moment to start something new based on your creativity and with a lot of attention for the house where you have this new moon or the planets that you have in Gemini. Think like you have now a white canvas and you can start painting on it what you want to manifest, what you want to bring. It's the spark moment. And then from there, of course, the dreaming, which also needs a lot of creativity, and then the focus, and then really doing it. But it's a great moment for this. And that also because if we look at other events around this date, we have in 3 June the trine between Jupiter and Pluto. So we have here the planet of abundance, we have here the planet of rebirth and the symbiosis of these two energies. First of all, Jupiter is at 1 degrees of Gemini and Pluto is at 1 degrees of Aquarius. So they are all at the beginning. It's a beginning of a period. The last time we had a symbiosis like this, it was in 1977. For those of you old enough, maybe you remember the events of those times. It is a very powerful energy, like we combine our higher purpose with our spiritual journey and we get a kind of harmonious balance between your need to grow and your desire for transformation. And this is not happening only on the day itself, but this energy is going to work for a longer period. So I will put it here, not before I see now that we have here a number 5, we have a 7 and a 9. So it's indeed like an average of these two energies coming together with this trine, which actually means that these two planets are going to work together and support each other. Pluto will be empowering those areas that are ruled by Jupiter in Gemini, which is our intellect, the search for life meaning, the need to express your beliefs and your opinion. And Jupiter will be emphasizing the area where Pluto in Aquarius is powerful, the drive for social change, and this is also something that happened in 1977, the demand for individual rights, desire to manifest greater vision. Feel like we are on the bridge to the new world. We just need the courage to step, and like these two planets are creating this bridge for us. And then we have Stellium, which is actually reinforcement of concentration of planets. This is going on for some time now, but now we will have the Sun, the Moon, of course. We will have Venus, Mercury, and Jupiter, all in Gemini. So the key word for all these three events, it's Gemini. And with this alignment, it's like you will feel a kind of harmony between your inner thoughts and emotion, and it will help you to express yourself much more clear. And we also have Sedna, which is another interesting dwarf planet who also moved in Gemini, so it will add to this energy. And even if we look in the sky, we can see a parade of planets, like 6 planets in a straight line. So I just feel this beginning of June, it's going to be powerful. it doesn't really matter how far you are on your journey. You can even use this energy to be pushed to make like a quantum leap almost. How I want to continue is to ask you to choose between these three, let's say, events, and for each of them I will use a different deck. So for the new moon in Gemini energy, I'm going to work with Celtic tarot. Then for Jupiter with Pluto, I'm going to use the oracle of Pluto. And then for the Stellium, I'm going to use this beautiful Sherwood oracle and make an interesting trip in the forest of Sherwood. So take your time, make a choice between new moon with Celtic oracle, Pluto, trine, Jupiter, the oracle of Pluto, and with the Stellium, the Sherwood oracle. And I will come back with the readings. So if you choose to find out more about the energies of the new moon in Gemini for you, and maybe to get some messages, these are the cards for you. I said I'm going to use the Celtic tarot, and this time I'm going to combine it with the cards from the forest of Sherwood. If we think of an imaginary trip in this forest, we will first look in which places we are taken, and then maybe from that place the energy or the message for you. So we start with the first card, which is the Maid Marian's Bower. It's a place of wisdom and mystery, of love and gentleness, power and struggle. So I will presume that the message for you is concerning love and happiness. And you have here a number 9, which I will see as a kind of ending of a cycle, the reward after hard work that maybe it's coming now for you with this new moon, with these energies. And the card for you, it's the Hierophant. So you have a major arcana, which is a powerful card as such. This is connected with Taurus, an earthly sign. We just moved from Taurus to Gemini, so maybe it's true what I said about these endings in a way of a cycle. And this is also about spiritual values. You can be a source of inspiration for others. Taurus as such is ruled by Venus. So we go back in the love and happiness part. And I will see this as a sign of strengthening of your love relationship. If you have them, if you are lucky enough to have them, just go back to the source of the love and realize how much it means to you and how powerful it is to be in a relationship. And of course it's about romantic and relationship with Venus, but it's also relationships, friendships. Like this morning I was thinking that I used to be part of a group who's going to end the activities, and just thinking what this time spent with this group brought me, and then I realized a dear friendship, and that's very important as well. So just have another look at this beautiful place, and maybe close your eyes and imagine you are there in this place of mystery, of love, and when you need power and strength, you trust that you will find it. And of course, going back to the houses, if you have Gemini in the second house, this message is even more powerful for you. We continue our trip in the forest and we end up in the mill, a 33. a magical place, I will say, from the number point of view, but also a place of reconstitution, a place of making over a life of challenging, finding a community of spirit. And the card from the deck of Celtic, it's the King of Wands. Wow, the fire of fire. I think this is King Arthur, actually, a very strong character with moral integrity, and that's maybe on your path now, that you feel you have this strength, or there is somebody who's going to come on your path, because the belief is that Arthur will come back when is most needed. So if you are in a place of making over a life of challenging events, then this is also associated with Leo, and you finally maybe start enjoying and feeling the power of this King of Wands. And if you have Gemini in the 5th house, then this is even much stronger as a message for you. And then the last place we visit today is this Whale Lands Smithy, which is a place of reshaping, of breaking molds and restoring a lost sense of direction. If you feel in any way related to this energy, then the card for you is the Page of Coins, which is really the strength of Earth, the personification of Earth. It's like now finally you start understanding everything you learn, you apply, you have the courage and perseverance of this Page of Coins. This place also is associated with creativity and aspiration, and now it's like from all the learning you get to the understanding of things. And I even had a discussion yesterday about facts and understanding them, and how I realize I accumulate a lot of facts, but then they help me understand a certain aspect I'm thinking about, and then I forget the fact. So once we get an understanding, we don't really need so much the facts, and this is the application of learning in my experience. And this is also a card associated with Ceres, the goddess of Earth. And I will also pick up a card from the Messenger Oracle for each of these 3, let's say, to complete the message. So for love and happiness, you have Honor Gaia, which is the number 9. It just said here was 9. For expansion and community, you have Time to Ground, which again is a 9. And for creativity and exploration, you have Change is Unavoidable. The earth upon which you dwell is more than just a rock covered in water, stone, and dirt. The earth beneath your feet, the mountains, the forests, the river, lakes, oceans, and air that you breathe are all part of a magical living entity that is Gaia. She is our eternal mother, our provider, our home. Gaia gives us life. Without her, we would not be. Honor Gaia by seeing the truth of what she is. Honor Gaia by loving her as you love yourself. So maybe a new love relationship with Mother Earth, with Gaia, or bring it to a different level of just being totally aware of the strength of this love relationship. For myself, I thought about the embodiment in this elemental body, and how we have to synchronize as much as possible as a sign of love and consideration for our beautiful Mother Gaia, become one. Such a beautiful card. Then, time to ground. We all experience moments in our lives when you feel confused, unfocused, and surrounded by chaos and turmoil. Remember, this was about challenging events. These moments are often unavoidable as the challenge, as are the lessons that moments can impart. But how you respond to them is a choice only you can make. Take a deep breath and a moment to pause and reconnect with Gaia and nature. Seek the silence of the void within, whilst your spirit spirals downward to anchor itself like an ancient tree root in the cleansing embrace of the earth beneath you. And there you will find your expansion, the spark that you need to become this strength character with moral integrity. And for the aspiration card, everything is changing around us. It's important not to resist and allow the flow to come through us. Every second of every day you undergo change. Your perception is altered by what you see, feel and experience from one moment to the next. Your body ages and moves closer to death with every breath. Autumn will always come to end the bounty of summer, and the new hope of spring will always follow the winter. Change is all around you. Do not let your fear prevent you from enjoying your present and future. Stop fighting. You cannot resist the inevitable, so choose instead to embrace it with acceptance and peace. Of course, I'm getting closer to my 60s, so I feel this change even in the physicality. But I was thinking some days ago that the years are not so important. They are a number in the end, but they are important for the value we add to them. And for me, of course, the value will be how much we work to improve ourselves, to empower ourselves, to embody all the qualities that we came here to embody. And then even if you are maybe 30, you can already be where you want to be. You can be extremely grounded, like this personification of earth is. You can already understand from all the learnings what is really important, or you can be 60 and still not be there. So for me it was like a different way of looking at the age as such, as we see it as a concept in our reality. I hope these cards are useful for you and you found some messages to assist you in the new intention for the new moon, and thank you for watching. This is going to be the reading for those of you who choose to work with the energy of this stellium. We have the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter in Gemini. For all of these 5 planets, I will take you on a journey in the forest of Sherwood, and we will go to different places, and in each place we will see who are we going to meet there. So I will pick up a card from the characters of the Sherwood Oracle. I'm very excited about this reading, so let's see. With the Sun energy, let's say we go to the first place in the forest, the Wayland's Smithy, which is a place of skill and reshaping, of breaking molds and restoring a lost sense of direction. It's like the sun will bring the light and show us the direction, and this is a card of creativity and aspiration. And in this particular place we are going to meet Will Scarlet, one of the outlaw of Robin Hood. Not too much is known about him. Maybe he was just a medieval knight or maybe he was Robin's cousin. There are different stories, but the keywords for him are determination, tireless energy, attention, honesty, and faithfulness. As a companion, he will take you where you dare not to go, strengthen your resolve, and help you master the courage to look at things you have not fully understood. As a challenger, he will expect you to undertake tasks you may feel are beyond you. And as a blessing, anger and despair are uncomfortable companions on any journey. Remember not to be taken by them to places you do not wish to go. Remember the moments you have experienced. Remember your own power. Do not be distracted from your road. And because he visits this specific place, he also has a question: who is your greatest inspirer? And under the energy of sun, I think this is a great question. And if you want to meditate about the question, see Will Scarlet on one of the many paths through the forest. He practiced with his sword a rigorous process that shows off his skill with a blade. Seeing you, he invites you to step forward and ask your question. He may challenge you to a sword fight or to a race along the pathways of the wood. At the end, he will give you your answer. Then we go to the moon energy, and we end up in Maid Marian's Bower, number 9, at a place of ending cycles, or where we can relax after we end a cycle. In this deck, actually, it's a place of wisdom and mystery, of love and gentleness, power and strength, with the keywords love and happiness. So may that this new full moon will bring you love and happiness. From the characters that we are going to meet in this special place, we have John Barleycorn. This is considered one of the lost gods of Saxons in England, perhaps a son of the goddess Freya. He is also seen as the wisdom of the earth itself, brought to the surface to be imbibed by seekers of wisdom. As companion, as I fall and rise, as the tides of life and death cross and recross the world, so will I show you the riches of going deeply within, or becoming one with the cycle of nature and humankind. As a challenger, I will always look for your strength to overcome doubt and despair, failure and catastrophe. I will walk with you in the troubled land and in the shadowy peace of the forest ways, and together we will discover the solution you need. His blessing for you. How far have you come from your path? How will you find your way back? Walk for a while in my golden fields and touch the stalks of wheat. Feel the energy that draws the light of the sun and the darkness below the earth together. I offer you healing and peaceful sleep. Dream deep this night of things that may be. Let your soul wander freely on the earth and amid the stars. Remember the dreams you have and find the strength to realize them. These are my blessings. And because we meet him in this place, he has a question for you. What lies beneath the issues that you feel you have at this moment, or maybe the issues that you want to attend with this new moon? And he even has a meditation for you. See before you a field of wheat that seems to stretch forever. Thought far from the forest, it is yet part of it. A gentle wind stirs the stalks, and you hear a susurrus of sound like a song. In the heart of the field stands a figure shaped in human form but woven from golden wheat. Kindly, eyes look upon you, and there comes from the figure a sense of eternal change and eternal renewing. Think on your issues and see how they are woven with the many strands of your life. What can you change? Ask, and the golden one will answer. You can always come back to the meditation or stop the video and make note of the question if they are relevant for you. But now we go to the energy of Mercury, and with that energy we continue our walk in the forest, and we end up to the Kirkles Priory. And this is a place of contemplation and sanctuary, where you may confront your deepest fear. And the keywords are faith, hope, and charity. So with this trickster Mercury, we have to confront our fears. And the character that is going to assist you, the one we can meet in this place, the Sheriff of Nottingham. Definitely we are pushed to face our fears. So we know he is the villain in the story. His keywords are greed, tyranny, doubt, and fear. So that's what you have to face. As companion, my task is to seek out things that are not aligned with the world. Outlaws and those who are not respecting the law of the king are my enemies, but my skill is to recognize when things are not working as they should and to find effective response to this. If you accept me as a companion or challenger, I will look for the holes in your life, for the decision you made that led you nowhere, and for lost opportunities. He is actually helping you with your shadow side. And he has even a blessing for you. Take care, watch where you set your feet and which road you travel. Be precious in your dealings with others and trust only those whom you know well. Many possibilities lie before you, but each should be considered before setting foot upon any path. And I believe that once you take the time to face your fears, you will see they are not real. There is something deeper associated with that fear. And a question that he has for you that maybe can help you: what responsibilities align with your beliefs? Short meditation to help you find the answer to this question. See the sheriff seated in a large, high-backed chair with a table before him, spread with papers with great wax seals hanging from them. As you enter, he looks at you keenly, seeing deep within you. Approach him with care and be open to his advice, though it may not always be what you hoped to hear. So maybe you will discover that some of your responsibilities are not really aligned with your beliefs, and that could also be a fear that you have to face. But we go on now with the energy of Venus, and the next step in our walk is Hearn's Cavern, a place to gather your forgotten skills and energies, a place of preparation and inward looking to find fresh energy and strength. With the keywords desire, we have Venus and fulfillment. And let's see, who are we going to meet here, which character. And here we meet the Much. And the way he is called the great miller, or the miller's great son, is more appropriate to a deity than a simple miller. If you have him as a companion, if you journey together, he will show you the little hidden things you never noticed before. I will open your eyes and help you see everything around you with fresh vision. Wherever you look, you will see more than you ever considered possible, uncovering hidden paths and ways to find balance and harmony in your life. I will teach you the simple ways to be and how to let go of the burdens you have taken up without need. I will challenge you to go deeper into your understanding of the world. What motivates you? What drives you? Are you honest with yourself? And do you acknowledge your failures and doubts? This and other question I will ask. I may not always have answers, but I will guide you to discover this for yourself. Until you can do this, you may not always understand the answer you receive. It is too easy to color things with your own thoughts. And he even has a blessing for you. Do not be overwhelmed when things appear to offer challenges beyond your strength to overcome. Remember who you are at heart, not whoever it is that others think you are. Bring every aspect of yourself into focus, and the blockage will vanish as if they had never been. This is my blessing to you. And on this particular place, he has a question for you. Can you see an outcome? A meditation to help you find the answer. See Much at the entrance of the mill. There is flour on his hair and across the shoulders of his tunic. He smiles and invites you to sit with him. He offers you some fresh baked bread and asks you to tell him your issue. When he hears it, he looks up toward the sky, then down at the water driving the mill wheel before giving you his answer. As he said, you have to find the answers, the right answers for yourself. When you think of an outcome from a situation, you consider the what if, and then which outcome really gives you a good feeling, which outcome really resonates. And then we go to the last from this stellium of planets, and we travel to another place in the forest, the green grove. What a beautiful, magical place. If we close our eyes after seeing different places of this magical forest, we can find some rest in this green grove, a place of growth and restoration following a dark time, a place to revive flaving energies and drink deep of life's essence. And this with the energy of Jupiter, which is in Gemini now. It will offer you restoration and growth. And let's see, who do we meet here? Which character is going to give you an advice? And this is Herne the Hunter. He's clearly associated with the fairy realm, and horn, which help us to identify him as something more than a simple keeper of the forest. As a companion, I am known as a collector of souls, which I gather under my protection and help them achieve the crossing to the other world. As your companion, I will collect the stray thoughts and feelings that you may have lost, and which can help you uncover the answers you seek. I will also call upon the magic of the forest to guide you on your way, so that even the hardest goal to achieve becomes within your reach. As challenger, not all the answers you are seeking will be those you feel are right or give you the guidance you seek. I will challenge you to accept these, even though they are painful or difficult, because the truth may not always be what you wish it could be. Only by meeting such challenges directly can you find a way to reconcile yourself to the answers from which you can draw strength. And the blessing he has for you: be blessed. Gather the aspects of yourself that give you the most strength. Believe in your own truth and ability. Do not give way to feelings that weaken your resolve. There is a part of you that will never give way. Remember this and you will not fail. Be adept at finding ways to balance your need against the situation you seek to resolve. And in this particular restful green place of the forest that he loves so much, he asks you, how do you usually meet challenges? And the energies that we have now can be challenging. You have issues, you look for an outcome, and a situation, it's what you make of it. And he has a meditation for you. Look around before you cross the entrance to Hearn's cavern. Now we met him here, but he also invites you in his own cavern. Approach it, but do not enter until summoned. Within is a vast space, and Hearn's powerful steeds are stable at the back. You may find him stirring a great cauldron or contemplating a set of carved bones. The horns that crown his head brush the roof of the cavern, and his cloak is long and woven from green leaves and ropes of ancient wool. Put your question to him and await his answer. He is the one that connects us with the dream world, and this is the right place to dream and dream big, considering this new moon where you can then plant the seeds of your dreams. I hope this forest, these characters we met are getting you close to the magic of this imaginary place that you can create. Hoping that you find some guidance, and thank you for watching. This is going to be the reading for those of you who chose the trine between Pluto and Jupiter. I am going to do the reading using this beautiful oracle of Pluto. The spread it's called the Plutonian, and it's about the nature of the cycles you are going through right now. The first card, I already turned it, but then we will take it one by one. It's about the overall theme of the current cycle you are in at this point. And of course, because we see the camel here, we think of a long journey, we think of stamina, we think of maybe a metaphorical journey that you are inviting to do, or you are already in maybe, and you just need to be strong enough to persevere. We can also compare the journeys with a hero journey, because in the end that's what we are all in. I also think of the cards from the major arcana in a tarot. There are also steps of the hero journey, and if you are already in a metaphorical journey yourself, of course you have to face your own trials and tribulation, and this is how your resilience is tested. You also maybe feel defeated at some point and exhausted, but this is how your gifts are discovered. You may have to dig deep and find parts of yourself that you didn't know were there. And you know, sometimes we are just like attacked from different direction, and we are sure we are on the path, and we are sure we are having a peaceful feeling inside, but then all these trials and tribulation, they can somehow confuse us, and it's very good to stop. And maybe what I imagine that a camel does, it's just taking care of her energy, not to use too much, just to take small steps with the same pace, not start running, not using more energy that is needing. And a further reflection for you will be, think of your all-time favorite hero's journey. It likely resides way back in childhood, and rewatch or reread this story now. Find inspiration in your favorite character. Many believe we identify the most with them. What is my favorite hero journey will be the Camelot and the Knights of the Round Table. And then we have the second card, which is what must die or be cleared away now. And you have this shadow of the bear, something maybe that is to be afraid of, and that those fears maybe have to be clear right now. So with this card, that's something that you have to release. You are asked to look at your relationship to mothering. Maybe you are doing this with your own children or with people around you, or maybe you are in a kind of tensioned relation with your parents, and maybe there is somewhere a mother figure that you can turn to support, and then you still do that, and in a way you need to get clear of that somebody can protect you more than you can do this yourself, or even the thought that you need that protection. As we become adults, many of us must confront the idea of reparenting. Ultimately, the people who raise us are also imperfect. Even if they did their best, their efforts could have fallen short of the mark sometimes. While it is true that our childhood conditioning and therefore issues follow us long into adulthood, at the end of it only we are responsible for our healing. The bear and its companion, the cub, ask us about how we can redefine this relationship with ourselves. Even if your emotional needs weren't met as a child, you can take action to show up for yourself now. And I will add, stop blaming the parents. There is a interesting video of Ellen Watts, I think, about how the parents fuck up our childhood, but not thinking it's the fault of my parents. They did what they could, and now it's our turn to find a closure and maybe don't blame them anymore and heal what we have to heal, not expect them to change if they are still around us. So that was the card about what needs to be cleared away. And then the third card represents the new growth that wants to come in, or what is being birthed underneath the surface. And this is this house cat who thinks that he's trapped. I hear my house cat now reacting, trying to jump up now. There is no fence around, but she's trying to jump, like she knows now we are talking about cats. So maybe that's the growth you are looking for, just to find your freedom. So these are the choices that we make and the rewilding. The house cat asks us about the decision we are making and wherever they are in alignment with what we truly want, believe, or need. As humans, we are prone to taking the path of less resistance, the comfortable, familiar path. But just because something is comfortable doesn't always mean it's good. Are you moving towards growth, toward your desires, toward your needs, or you are just staying sedentary and complacent because at least you know what to expect? That's why I said, looking behind the fences. People often talk about the process of rewilding, but what does it mean? It is the process of dismantling all the expectations and pressures imposed upon us by society, by others, and very often by our own selves. Through rewilding, we return to our rawest, most natural selves. Who were you before they told you what to be? Yes, just go for that. Find your authenticity and be who you are meant to be, not what other people expect you to be, or even you impose that expectation on yourself. And now the fourth card represents the action that must be taken now. And we have here the goat. So I will say is to tap to your potential and to be stubborn, to follow the steps that you are invited to take on this journey. And the goat is the first domesticated animal in human history, so she is a very old familiar friend. There is a lot of potential within you that is beginning to be harnessed now, and the way you choose to engage with it or not is up to you. When goat energy is present, there is often a certain stubbornness at play. Perhaps you are engaging in an old pattern or behavior that you know is self-destructive, but is ultimately familiar and therefore comfortable. This is your chance to switch up the story and transmute that stubbornness into determination. When channeled correctly, nothing can stand in the way of the goat. Really good steps to take to transform stubbornness into determination. To use your, because it's a gift, the stubbornness, and from a shadow can become a true gift. Think about your relationship to power. To whom and what do you give your power away, and why? What would it look like for you to embody your power? What could you accomplish? Yes, so beautiful with all these shadows, things that we are afraid of, and they look bigger than they are in reality. But if we confront them, if we transform them, we are real alchemists here. And then let's pick up one more card, the card of the shadow. It will reveal where maybe the issues that you have are actually rooted. So if we put it here, let's see what other animal we get. Wow, the kangaroo. It feels like a very playful and joyful animal. Its core, this card shows a boost in your life force. So maybe that's what you need. Maybe you are recovering from an illness, or you feel better after being depressed for a long time. The core is that at some point in your life you did more that you could, and then you wasted a lot of energy, or you stay for too long after this fence, or you let others to mothering you or being just afraid. And now you are like this camel that really needs to take care of the energy, because you are now very much aware how important that is. Either way, there is a surge of physical vitality that is renewing our spirits. To match that, there is also a surge of optimism infusing your spirit now, or there will be soon. Embrace this positive energy as much as you can and take action to make the most of it. If you feel ready to spring into action, do it. There is a palpable potential to be harnessed. You must just decide where and how to direct it. Don't be so hasty to act that you go in unprepared, but in this case, a fast and loose plan may serve you best. Seize the moment, as they say. I understand that this could be the cause, that maybe you didn't really get in a situation well prepared, and then you lost your vitality and maybe you were hurt. Further reflection, now is the time to recognize the potential that lies both within and all around you. Raw energy is useless without somewhere to go. Whatever inspires you and makes you feel alive is the direction in which to move. Through these avenues, you can cultivate even more optimism and energy. Consider also that optimism is a state of mind regardless of outside circumstances. It is knowing and trusting that whatever is happening in this moment is best for the moment. Wow. And I will say, just because I was thinking of that today, I was working with the Tree of Life in Kabbalah, where we have the 10 spheres. We need to be able to move between all these spheres in a very easy way. That's what we learn in this lifetime. That's why it's called the Tree of Life. Going slowly and step by step, don't give up too much of the energy. We can be at every moment, even of a day, in a different place, in a different world. But that's what makes us human. Is important that you keep your optimism and vitality and trust that you are exactly where you have to be. I hope these cards are useful for you, and especially that you are going to make use of this combined energy of Jupiter and Pluto for the next weeks, because it's unique and powerful. Remember, like we said, we had a 5, 7 and a 9, so it's really Pluto stronger maybe than Jupiter, but they both force us to transform and to grow. Thank you for watching.